All right, let's continue on with this thing by washing it, which is probably the next thing to do. And I'm hoping that we'll find, plus we'll also clean out some of the inside. And I'm hoping we'll find the keys for the glove box in here. Currently we don't have them, but I've got to wash all this out real quick to at least see what we've got. And we'll wash the engine out. It looks really horrible. And see, I don't know, we're going to definitely check to see if it runs. I just don't know if we'll do that in this video, because I need to change some of these fuel lines before we do that. And maybe drain some of the gas out of it. It's got some gas in it, I think. And I need to get under the hood, be able to look at that. So we'll just have to see what happens in this video. But that's what we're starting with right there. Let's get into it. Looks like a Zolotone. Somebody sprayed on there. I think I'll get a higher pressure washer. Higher power pressure washer and blow that stuff off. Should come right off of there. They didn't sand it. So just got to get underneath it better with more pressure. We'll continue on. Alright, so we got the glove box open. I'm taking out a few things out of here. This is a two-man job, I think. Hang on, let me let up a little bit. Push it down. I feel the cable doing something. So which way does it go? This way? Just kind of like beat on it with the palm of your hand a little bit. Try to get it loose. Did it pop? Let me see. May have to get a little more aggressive here. All this lovely stuff was in there. We'll throw that in the trash. Okay, do it one more time. Oh, I'm doing it where there's already a scratch. Oh. Almost thinking it's like the rubber, maybe it's just, it's hard to tell, like the rubber's just welded the hood shut.
Yeah, it's not moving. I don't hear it doing anything.
Feels like it's opening when you're pulling that thing, but let me get a little more aggressive. I'm gonna have to use 2 bars. A little more finessing without the camera, and voila. Oh. Whoa. I think somebody needed access in there once. Look at the hole. Wow. Wow, it looks so... Yeah, while they were doing that, they had a beverage. And then, what the heck is this? Alarm system? Well, that's gonna go. Is that's? I think that's what that is. And then, oh, this was for the stick wires. They need a little access, so they just made a giant hole. How about that? Oh yeah, it's alarm. Look, there's a speaker. We'll eliminate that. It's pretty amazing. I'm gonna have to lube this before we put that back down. I think it was actually just this rubber, this decrepit rubber here was welding the hood shut. So really, it isn't that bad. It's like it was restored or something once, and
the factory cover.
Well, it's the aftermarket one, you know, like the somebody looks like they did it. There's the VIN number inside here, the VIN plates here. So yeah, it's pretty cool. So I mean, we're gonna do some more. Maybe we'll play with this paint a little bit more, just to see what. I mean, it's repainted. This is not the original paint, guys. As you can see here, this is scratches, and then they had old lacquer primer underneath, and you can see it chalking up on your finger when you know, go on there. So wouldn't hurt this thing to repaint it. You're not saving the original paint, but man, there is no rust on this car. I looked underneath, there's nothing. The battery tray, all that's still solid. And except for again the battery, or the battery tray inside the car. This one is bad, of course. So this is the actual battery tray on the Ghia, but we always call the floor pan area the battery tray area. That's nothing right there. A little rust hole. So yeah. Anyway, we'll continue on with washing this thing up. Take a look at it later. You better scrape some of this out of here. It was keeping it from shutting. So we'll get rid of this here. Oh, there's screws in it. So, is that original? I don't know anything about Karmann Ghias. Is that original? Maybe it is. That's a screw there that held the rubber in. Let's see if it's on the other side. Welding the hood shut. Well, there is one right here. There's a screw over here too. Yeah, it looks original. Short screwdriver. Alright, so knock a couple dents out of it. Definitely got some ripples in the roof that, unfortunately, because that is hard to fix. But somebody said 69. No, this is a 68. And I believe this is Oriole Yellow. I don't know why it's called Oriole Yellow, but that's what it is, I think. I don't know. The paint label was missing under the hood. So I'll show you where I think it usually is. I mean, It's pretty crazy. This thing's like, the jams are in pretty good shape. I gotta clean up some of that stuff where the rubber was, and then these are missing, so the doors don't shut quite right, but they shut really good. There is literally, I've been looking underneath all over. I haven't put it up on the lift yet, but I do not see any rust anywhere. Gotta get this finger in here. Okay, I think the paint label is right there, but is that right? Or is that just says washer fluid? I don't know. I looked behind here, the spare. I don't see it anywhere there. I thought it was somewhere in the front of the car. Maybe it was underneath this thing. I can't remember. Anyway, I don't see it. You guys tell me. I'm gonna go wash out underneath here. But this thing's in amazing condition. I mean, for a project car, I mean, I don't know. Is the paint? You know, this isn't not an original paint job. This is a repaint. It's not original paint. Original paint's underneath. You can see the chips right here. That's the original paint underneath. And it's been wrecked, body primed, and painted. The back obviously got hit. I mean, every Karmann Ghia always has at least accident damage. Usually they have accident damage and rust. And this one doesn't have rust, but it has accident damage. So, and it died, you know, whatever happened. Maybe just sat out in the sun too long and the bodywork died. Nothing lasts when you sit it in the sun for years. So it's going to, even your bodywork's going to crack, your paint's going to crack. And this looks like, to me, old school. You know, they did this back in the 80s. Here's something. Lacquer primer under here, because I could get chalk off of it. And the newer stuff won't do that. But, you know, you got body filler. This is cracked body filler here. This quarter's been wrinkled up pretty good. But it's only in the back. I do not see anything in the front. And usually they've been grafted or something in the front. Almost every Karmann Ghia, I've seen seams in here, and start cleaning it up, all of a sudden they start revealing their stuff when you wash them up. So if this is Oriole yellow, this should have been brown interior, something brown. I don't know what it is. Some brown color, apparently. And this is white. So it's not the correct color. So they must have gotten some aftermarket door panels and put them in here at some point. I don't know when. And redid the seats. I just see the work here doesn't look original. This sewing seam here, the way that's popping, doesn't look like an original. And the way it's not held down here. Did it have buttons on these seats? I can't remember on those. I think they did. They had buttons up higher. I'm not a late model guy. I don't work on anything that didn't have glass headlights. I didn't touch it back in the old days. So all these later model ones I never messed with. In Karmann Ghias, it was like the same problem today. You know, the parts are so expensive for these that, you know, you end up upside down on it when you're by the time you're done. So you gotta, you know, it's not like a Beetle. Now, I think all of them are upside down now. But you see this here wrinkle. One here, wrinkle there. I definitely feel some ripples behind in here. So that's been, it's had a lot of work done there. I think what we're gonna probably do with this thing is, you know, I was just gonna sell it, and John wants it, so it's already gone. And John wants to make it all original, because I mean, this is really what you do with a car like this. Make it all original. I mean, it'd be really cool, all original, because it's got all the potential to do it. I mean, some Karmann Ghias, you get them and they're not worth going. You know, you have so many parts missing that going original is going to cost you a freaking fortune. You'll be so far upside down. But this one has everything here. So what this thing probably, I think the best thing to do with this car is to do an outside only repaint on the whole thing, because that looks bad. I don't care. That's not patina. If it was original paint, I would say, you know, it wouldn't look like that, obviously. But I would say outside paint job on this thing, and leave the jams alone. Mask those suckers off. Match that color as good as we can. Get it super tight, which it looks like it's a little bit different than what's on the outside. It's pretty close, but... And then mask those off really good and keep the original on the inside of it. And repaint the outside, and then the dash, you know, replace the wood dash. They make an aftermarket one of these, and the dash pad is in pretty bad shape. I don't think they make these, but they're in excellent condition, the bottom parts. So I would try and make this thing back to original. And we're going to think about saving the carpet, but I think that's sewn into it there, so it's probably going to have to be replaced too. So interesting there. And then they had some other carpet in here, but I think they just had carpet over carpet, so maybe that's the original carpet there. I don't know if I'm going to dig into it that far. But underneath the pans, I haven't seen any rust. Nothing. Somebody says, hey man, they're always rusty behind here. But this, I don't know. I would be surprised if there's any rust back there. Because what happens is dirt gets behind these, and then it accumulates in there, and then, you know, moisture is constantly on the paint. It gets rusty. But I don't even know if that's even going to be rusty on this one. So that's what we're thinking about doing, is just like, it needs new rubber on everything. So rather than just put new rubber on old paint, just paint the outside of it. And I mean, look at this. I mean, that's beautiful. I mean, look at that paint on there. Underneath, everything is good. Even this, I would just leave all this in here. And maybe we'll see in the next video what we're going to do with the make it run. You know, this thing does not need to come off the pan. There's no reason for that. So I'd say strip it all down, take everything off of it, take the glass out. You know, this rubber shot here. Take the glass out of here. Take these moldings off because they're falling off already. Maybe straighten this part back here because it's kind of bent. Might be able to do that. And then paint the whole thing, take all the glass out, bumpers off, all the moldings, they got to get replaced anyway. Fix the bodywork a little better. Paint the outside of it. Get it straight, paint it pretty good. And then turn it into like a daily driver style original car. I think that would be the most suited. Just leave the original beauty rings on it. Those are original. Really cool to see that. And just go with what's here. Use the base of what's here because it's so clean. But it's not original paint. So I don't like doing patina on a non-original paint. Yeah, I mean, I would consider it, but it's just this part. If this wasn't all cracked up and crap, let's say, you can fix the rust. I'll probably get a more powerful power washer in here and try and remove all that Zolatone. Put Zolatone on there. So let me just Zolatone over the paint. So I think it'll come off with a real high pressure unit. And then we'll wash it up and paint and get the engine running. Probably the engine's going to come out and get rebuilt or something done with it later. But at least I want it to run so it can be driven around the property. So it's not ambulatory sitting right here. This is like right in the way. I had trouble getting the oval out last night. So that's the plan. when are we going to do it? I've got a couple things that I've got to do ahead of this. I had a leaf blower going there, so I just had to stop for a second. I've got a couple things ahead of this, so like I said, for now we're gonna come back. We'll get it running. I'm not gonna do any more to the washing of it because I just want to. I'm not gonna polish the paint on this thing. This just looks too bad. Look at this. I mean, yeah, you can't. I mean, if you didn't have the money to paint it or whatever, that's one thing. But if you got the money to do it, it's time to do it is now. And some guys would just say, hey, just put it together and drive it like it is. I mean, yeah, you could do that too. But you're still, I mean, the doors don't shut right because the rubber's gone here. So where are you going to stop? You know, put new door rubber on, old paint, you know. It's kind of like one of those things. I just think it's like best time to do it if you got the money, and that's not really an issue, is to take it apart, paint it now, put it together, done, drive it. So, you know, a lot of guys would say, oh yeah, just drive it like it is or whatever. That's cool. You could do that, something like this, but you know, but it's at the time and the money's not an issue. So let's do it the right way and just fix some of the metal work, get that hole fixed under the hood that looks horrible, and the rust hole back there. I gotta strip the whole car. Paint's on it, that's not that bad. I'm gonna sand this whole thing down really good, sand it all down really good, and then in the back, I'm gonna strip all the areas where it's cracked, and then just do the body work there, and then repaint the whole car, same color. So it's another way to do it. This does not need a real, unless you're going to do a showpiece deal, then you strip it all down to bare metal. And I don't think I would do that on this car. I would not strip these door jambs. I think these look cool being original. You can just strip them, you know, just clean up the stuff here, get all the old rubber off there, clean them up real good, polish them, and paint the outside of everything. And then consider doing the brown interior, the original, if you can find it. I don't know what it looks like. I haven't seen pictures of that, but the color I believe is Oriole yellow. I think that's what it is. I don't know. Comment below. Tell me what you think. I'll talk to you in the next video. Please like, share. This is a 68, I believe. I haven't run the numbers, but I'm 99.9999% sure it is. And somebody said, hey, the seats on theirs have removable headrests. Okay, I believe this is a late 68. I believe early 68 they had the removable headrests, because what they did is they got DOT requirements to put headrests on them, and the early cars, they went, oh my god, what are we going to do? Oh, we'll just put removable headrests on. And then the later ones, they started making the high back seat. That's what I think it is. So but it's a swing axle car, it's not IRS, so it's got to be 68 anyway.